thank you for coming sincerely. I know what it means to come out in the evening and give your commitment. So thank you very much again. Just like to share a couple of thoughts and ideas very briefly, and then say thank you again. Everybody here is committed to improving our community. I think in order to understand how society and our community can change and move beyond forms of self-interest, we need to continually raise our awareness of and have faith and conviction in two things: the notion of investment and a sense for the stewardship of limited resources, particularly money. In this type of work, I think we have to continually remind ourselves that the nature of investment in, for example, providing opportunities, experiences, training, and even directly in jobs, for instance in the school here, is not always immediately apparent. But in a way, that's the beauty of life. It's a natural law that you need to sow seeds before anything will grow. And that's also challenging in a world where everyone wants the fruit without doing the groundwork. And that's why we, in our office, with our team and as a partnership, are really keen when anyone walks through the door and says, "I've got an idea." Every individual idea offers the possibility of growth into something of wider benefit. And it's also why I'd like to say thanks to all those in this room working on the more mature projects, for instance, the work around the festival and some of the other groups and the tenants and residents. These more mature groups have been through the cycle of years, the ups and the downs, and have really started to share the fruits of their labour. So I just wanted to sort of remind us that what we're doing is we need to be conscious of the fact that every new initiative that we support in a big or large way is potentially an investment for the wider benefit, whether we sort of understand what it's about or not really at the beginning. The other thing I said I'd just like to talk briefly about is money. I think, you know, money is something that gives a high value to useless things like junk food, to dangerous things like bombs, and to fleeting things like fashion, which is why I wear this jacket. But places very little value on the really important things like caring, responsible and skillful, in the widest sense, human beings. The recognition of the value of an inspiring learning experience, an encounter with someone who changes the way you think, or the readiness of people in your community to help in times of need or even emergency are what distinguish great communities. I'm sure everybody in the room can think of an encounter with an individual or a group who has changed their perspective at some point, and in a way you can't quantify that in financial terms. Behind so much of what we do is this knowledge that using our resources well, we can stimulate such encounters, we can open doors and add value to people's lives. And now I'm going to take money totally out of the equation. In a time when so many people are facing the destructive and compulsive aspects of our economic life, the fact that so much of the local work in the Llanion ward in Pembroke Dock has arisen out of a sense of freedom and voluntarism and not compulsion is really something worthy of celebration. I think as a partnership we're doing our bit in terms of job creation in a realm that's really going to impact on society in the future. We're seeing the fruits of seeds sown 1, 2, 3 and 4 years ago. Laura mentioned Angie. Angie spoke last time about her path from being a volunteer within the Dockleaf project to now becoming an employee within the project and also within the Springboard project. We're doing our bit, but we also need new thoughts and new ideas. It's going back to the sowing and the fruits again. I do believe the solution of social problems must come from collaboration of individuals and groups freely associating. We really do need each other's ideas and perspectives and inspiration. So here's the plea: please don't hide your light. If you've got a good idea or a motivation, bring it forward. And I'm sensing this coming year is going to be very sort of interesting in that respect because of several new people on the scene, including Laura, including the new head teacher at this school. The year ahead again looks promising. We've potentially a major new project on the horizon, the Family Employment Initiative, in conjunction with the British Trust for Conservation Volunteers, Pembrokeshire Coast National Park Authority and Pembrokeshire County Council. That's an opportunity to bring in a lot of extra resources and a lot of extra opportunities within the Llanion ward. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you who make the effort on a daily basis, particularly all the partners who sit round the table, who are in this room tonight and sit in 10 Merrick Street till 10 o'clock at night. The Pembroke Dock Festival Group for their work, the Bush and Park Tenants and Residents Association, Pembroke Dock Can Do, Samba Dock, Encompass, Pembroke Dock Town Council, Go For It in the Dock, the Metro Athlon project, the Port Authority and the National Parks, and last but absolutely not least, my staff for their dedication. Thank you. Little presentation which in some ways is a picture of sort of sowing and reaping in terms of training within the community, investment in our ability to do the types of work, and on the sort of slideshow you'll see a glimpse of the fruits as well that happened through the year. The slideshow runs for probably a bit too long. We're doing well with time, so I'll switch it on.